right off the bat, do not fucking dare to kill yourself. Do not dare, okay? I'm gonna tell you a bit about how depression and anxiety works, and I'm gonna show you that you're not nearly as locked as you think you are. This is not gonna be perfect, but if it stops you, then it's good enough, right? You are, if you're depressed, you're trapped in this vicious cycle where you have bad thoughts and you believe them. You believe that you don't deserve anything, that I should be ashamed of myself, I should just kill myself. They would be better off without me anyways. I don't deserve happiness. Bad things always happen to me. I always fuck things up. Like, some of these should resonate, and if you ask almost anyone that has had a depression, they're gonna say the same thing. Because these thoughts are the same fucking standard thought. Like, they're not even your own. There's like this little fucking mind worm that's borrowed into your brain, and it tells you lies and whispers. Like, if you're religious, you can say it's the devil whispering to you. Because in some ways it fucking is. Because it's not your thoughts. It's not your head. Like, something else is taking over. If you have had anxiety, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because anxiety is the same thing. You cannot control it. You're anxious about getting anxious, which increases the anxiety. Yes. But it's also like you really fucking try so hard not to freak out. Try a tip. If you have anxiety, try and freak out as much as you can. Like, push yourself into it. Like, really try and drive it. And see if that makes a difference. Because like, if you struggle not to and it happens anyway, you might as well try to go all the way. At least you're kind of in control. Right? I know they sound a little bit crazy, but like, try it out. Like, something else has to happen, because if you're struggling and you can barely stay alive, something needs to happen. And with stress, anxiety and depression, like those things, that is not something you're born with, and it's not genetic, it's something you develop. And let me tell you, it's not something that says lightning from a clear blue sky. That's not how it happens. It happens slowly over time, and you don't really realize that it happens until you're diagnosed, or until someone tells you, until you suddenly realize you have this deep, dark pit of a hole in your chest, and you don't know when it arrived. You just know that it's been there for a long time, and it's fucking choking you. Now, let me tell you, you have not tried everything. You've not tried everything. You're not stuck. You're not locked. You might say, oh, well, I've tried everything. I tried getting help and I tried reaching out. Shut up. Just shut up. You do not fucking dare to throw your life away if you haven't done everything. Everything. Like, rather be in $1 billion debt and alive than end your sad excuse for misery. Have you gone traveling? No? Try that. Go to a spiritual place like India, like a monastery. It can be like even a Christian Orthodox monastery. It can be anything, just something religious. Go talk to your local religious leader. Like, if it's an imam, or if it's a priest or a monk, doesn't matter. Go talk to someone who can help you. Yes, I'm serious. Like, try it out. Try talking with someone who doesn't know you, who has no judgments about you. And be honest. Like, when you reject the things to say, I don't believe that, then tell them, I don't believe that, I'm not receiving that. Like, don't go away with the dishonesty. Have you tried getting help from a psychologist, a therapist, mental health professional? If you have and it haven't worked, try someone else, or say, I'm about to kill myself. Don't think that they're actually gonna lock you up. Not necessarily. Talk openly about it, because they're there to help you. If it doesn't help, find someone else. If you can't afford it, well, first off, there's HealthygamerGG, Dr. K. He has like a module. There's also like some coaching and stuff that is very cheap and very accessible. That isn't available. There is mental health hotlines where you can call. Like, just go look for something, at least do something, or ask someone to help you. And I know reaching out, especially with depression, is the hardest fucking thing to one of the biggest problems with this. Because you believe that your family and your friends would be better off without you, that in the long run you're going to drag them down. I'm going to tell you the truth, if you're super depressed and you can barely function, right now that is true. But that's not because of you and who you are. That's because you are depressed. It's because you are struggling and you're suffering mentally. And that can go away. Yes, you can help other people. They can also help you. And sometimes you grow more from getting to help someone else than being helped yourself. You can really fucking grow from that. Look at parents and how they grow as they have their first child. Sometimes you have to be pushed. Sometimes you have to struggle and experience something horrible and hard before you start growing and really moving something. And many people need that. Look. The worst fucking thing depression does is make you believe things that are simply not true. Yes, you can reject it all you fucking want. But if there's 30 people, 50 people in your life that you know will say that you're okay, that you're good enough, that of course you deserve to live, and then they value you and they love you, and you don't believe that. Like, who, really, ask, like, be critical, be objective about this. Who might be most likely to be wrong? You or 50 people? Oh yeah, but they don't know my head, they don't know what's going on. Look, have you tried? Have you tried giving them the darkest things and saying, well, this is it, and maybe they won't reject you? Have you tried? Like, the problem is that depression makes you not reach out. It makes you think you should just shut up and stay away and not ask for any help. Like, have the people around you specifically told you that you're not worth being alive, that you don't deserve to live, that you should die? Have they told you that you're worthless? Some maybe have, and I'm sorry about that. Go find some better people. If it's your family, well, struggle and like reach out for someone else who can actually help you. If you haven't, which most likely you have not, you've not been told that you're worthless, yet you don't deserve anything, go and ask. Literally, if you're going to play with your life, you're not at least going to try just a little bit to save it. Like, you might be suicidal. You might have suicidal thoughts. You can live with those. I did before I even knew what it was. I lived with it, and one day I was just better and I closed that door. And I'm so fucking grateful. I'm like, I can't even begin to imagine how much I've gained and how much I can give, how much I can share, how much I enjoy life, how happy I am to be alive. And yes, I can easily say that because I'm not you and I'm not experiencing the things you are. My point is that when I'm saying this, I'm not talking to your feeling of you and who you think you are. I'm talking to that little spark within you, that little piece that actually wants to try, that wants to be alive, that wants to fight. Because it is there. I know it because I felt it myself. And that's one of the things that kept me going. Listen to that voice. Listen to that light, because it is in there. If you struggle to find it, that's okay. But you know it's there, because you haven't done it yet. You haven't done it yet for a reason. Reach out. It's the most important thing you can possibly do. Go ask your parents. Go ask your friends. I feel like you hate me. I feel like you would be better off without me. Am I wrong? And then ask them, just not to be like, oh, you're so sweet. Oh, how could you possibly believe it? Like, don't have them tell you that bullshit. Have them be specific. I love you, and you don't have to do anything to deserve that. And I will love you no matter what. Maybe they will tell you something like that. Have them be more specific. Say, you have so many good things the way you laugh and make other people laugh, how creative you are. You're so strong, you can deal with so many things, and you're so helpful, where you don't let yourself be fucked with by other people. Like, have them tell you some of the good things they see in you. And if you don't feel it, if you don't see it, have them like be more specific. In what ways, when, what situation did you show this characteristic? Like, keep asking until you can see it, until they actually fucking force you to see it. Because most of the time, what happens with depression is your mind will literally remove and delete all the good memories. And the thing about memory is, it is not static. Maybe you already know this, but basically you don't remember the memory when it was created. You have the original memory, and then you remember it, and then you pull it up again, and it's actually getting edited and moved at that moment when you're remembering it. And it's then, when it's stored again, it's, you know, colored by the last time you remembered it. And what happens in depression, you've probably experienced this a lot, you ruminate, you think about all the bad things you did, you fuck things up, you go through your mistakes and your failures again and again and again and again. You can't seem to stop, it just keeps rolling, and you're literally poisoning your own mind. It's poison, it's toxic, and yes, you can judge yourself, oh, I'm so stupid because I'm doing this, I'm making me think. You can't help it, it's a fucking feature of being depressed, right? So many coping strategies. Right now, it's about just figuring out a way to start moving in another direction. It's the most important part. What happens with your memories is, over time, if you keep ruminating, you keep thinking about them in a bad way, and you keep remembering all the mistakes and bad stuff, well, that colorful image turns more and more and more grey and black and white. It gets darker and pested and festering. And you start going through all your life, all your memories, all your past, and you color all of it this deep, dark, black sludge. It's getting poisoned. Like, no fucking wonder you feel like a horrible person, because all the memories available to you are of you fucking up, of you doing bad things. Start looking for good stuff. Start writing a journal. Like, pick up a book, a journal, like write on your phone, doesn't matter. Text to someone. But just one thing you're grateful for. Maybe 3. And try and connect with it. Try and be like, I'm actually happy that I have parents that are alive. I'm actually happy that I have my phone. I'm actually happy that I got food, that I don't have to go thirsty. I'm happy that my school wasn't bombed. I'm happy and grateful that I have electricity. Whatever it is. Maybe it's something you enjoyed. Start looking. Because what happens is, you will literally have a background process in your brain going on throughout the day, where you will start looking for things to be grateful for if you do it every night. If you can only see bad things, start looking for better things. And I know it seems so stupid and it seems so simple, but it really is. But also I understand it's not. It isn't, because it's so fucking heavy. Every single breath, every single movement, every thought, especially interacting with other people, is a pain. It's exhausting. It's like you can't breathe. It's like everything is just iron and heavy and clunky, and thoughts are so overwhelming. Like, sometimes you can't even pay attention to a conversation with someone because your mind is telling you how a shit person you are, and how much you deserve to die, how much you shouldn't be here. I need you to understand that that's a lie. You don't choose to have those thoughts. And they show up, and they possess you. I'm serious about you asking people you love, people in your life. Because depression is you having a fucked up mental image about yourself. And that's not the truth. And you have to go out and you have to calibrate. You have to correct the mental mistakes. You can only do that if you get another perspective on it. And the people around you will have that. So have them help you. Be like, I remember this thing and I remember fucking up and it was so bad and I hate myself for it. And then your dad can be like, what do you mean? Yes, you fucked up. Yes, it was stupid. Everybody makes mistakes. I don't blame you for that anymore. Or your friend be like, yes, you hurt me. Like, it's okay. I've forgiven you. And like, I understand why you did it or what happened. Talk through the hard stuff. Also talk through some of the good stuff. Like if you have images, like pictures of you when you were a child, sit with your parents and look through the pictures and do it yourself. Look at how happy you were, all the weird, quirky things you did. Have your parents talk about when you were a little kid. Try and remember when all this started to go wrong. Like, go look for the fucking light, because it's there, alright? Like, if you have to, leave your life, right? Because a lot of the fucking time, depression is not your problem and it's not your fault. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means there's something wrong in your life. That's why more and more people get depressed, is because our lives are fucked up. Because the society we live in are kind of sickening. We're taught to be so much up in our heads. So much, all this time, up in our heads, up in our heads, up in our heads. We're stuck and we can't go out. And then when you start feeling depressed and horrible, well, your emotions do nothing but attack you. So you shut those down as fast as possible. You're completely ungrounded. You're not connected to yourself at all. If you need to, if this is the last resort, like, go hiking. Take some people or some friends or something. Put on a backpack and go hiking somewhere. Go like through tent trips. Like, do that for a week and see the change. Notice the difference. Because sometimes there's something fucked up in your life and you might already know what it is. Well, like, what can you do to fix it? How can you ask for help to fix this problem? You know what how or why I got depressed? I didn't do my homework in high school. I didn't do my homework and it made me depressed for 3 years. I was suicidal. I was suicidal even before that, before I even knew what like being suicidal was. I never expected to turn 18. But the thing that really made me bad, I didn't do my homework. Like, it's so stupid and so simple. Do you think I judged myself for that every single fucking day? Of course I did. It's not easy to fix these problems. It's not easy to do something about it. The first thing you need to do is figure out a way to breathe. Start meditating. Do yoga. Yin yoga, like slow stretching yoga, or yang yoga, like aerobic, doesn't matter. Like, there's all these things that you can do, and you probably know most of them already. Like, find whatever it is that makes you get going, whatever it takes. Take a single step. And what I'm going to say is, like, remove yourself from your life. Like, so go traveling, go hiking, go visit your grandparents and stay with them for a week or a weekend. Just something that gives you out and gives you a space to breathe where you can and then you figure out what to do. And then you see, okay, what's my actual problem? Just like, please, I know you're not going to believe this. And you're going to deflect, and you're going to reject it. But realize that I'm not going to speak to you. I'm going to speak to that light within you. Because your light will hear this. Even though you don't feel it necessarily, even though you don't believe it. Just know that it listens and it hears. You are worthy. You can get better. This will be fucking tough, but you can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you. I believe in the good that you can bring to this world. And I know that if you just try, you will succeed. You will get better. You will be more okay. Like, it's been years ago for me, and I'm still struggling, yes. But I see the light now. Reach out. Go ask for help. More than anything, ask to be corrected. Talk about how you think about yourself. Like, write it out. Like, what type of person do you think you are? And be honest. And yes, you can be as bad, as dark, as fucking shit as you want. It's okay, doesn't matter. And then talk it through with someone. Be like, okay, I feel like I'm worthless and I can't do anything right. Well, are they going to agree? Why do they disagree? Like, it's like looking at a math test, right? And you got some of the answers wrong. Well, what did you do wrong in your calculations? Did you make a calculation error? Did you use the wrong method? Did you write the wrong number? Like, what happened? The same way here. Look at how you view yourself and how you think you don't deserve anything. And talk with someone about it, because they're going to disagree. And instead of just rejecting them, then have them explain to you why they disagree and what they see in you. And you can talk it out, and you can disagree as well, and that's okay. Tell them why you disagree and how you see it differently. It will be okay. Just try. When you fail, when you lose, get up again. You can do it. Just don't give up. You're not worth being given up on, not by yourself.